Embracer is reportedly selling Saber Interactive for $500 million, including its Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake. A group of private investors is said to be buying the studio. Brett. Wait, what? Whatever, dude. So a Bloomberg report citing a source familiar with the transaction says the studio is being sold to a group of private investors. The deal will result in Saber becoming a privately owned company with around 3,500 employees in total across its studios worldwide, including the US, Russia, and Portugal. The day before Part 2 remake. That Terminator game. Yeah, dude. Saber becoming a privately owned company. Interesting. Saber will also reportedly continue to work on its remake of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic following the deal. Knights of the Old Republic remake was originally billed as a collaboration between Saber and Aspire Media, both under Embracer, and this was something being done between Embracer and Sony. And production partners Lucasfilms and Sony Interactive Entertainment, and was announced as a timed PS5 console exclusive during a PlayStation showcase in September of 2021. Since then, the remake has been beset by problems, but a report in November suggested it was still in development. Now, beset by problems means that if you didn't know what happened here, basically, what we caught wind of anyways was that Aspire was really at the head of this project originally, and the development team was at a point with the development of the game where they were needing to showcase it to the studio heads of Sony, probably Lucasfilm Games, as well as Embracer. And when they showcased what they had completed so far, all of the project leads got fired. They all got canned, right? And everybody was like, well, looks like there were a lot of people not happy with what was happening on the remake there. So since then, it's kind of seemed like the project had been just kind of floating, and not a whole lot had really been going on with it while they tried to figure out how to move forward. And we had just not gotten a whole lot about it, to be honest, until now, really, in large part. Embracer has been carrying out a widespread money-saving operation, announced in June, that it was implementing a restructuring plan, which would involve the closure of studios and the cancellation of projects. The restructuring resulted in close to 1,400 job cuts, or about 8% of its global workforce, during the 6 months ending in December, including cutting 871 internal game developers, 252 internal non-developers, and 264 external developers. Embracer also confirmed earlier this month that during a 6-month period last year, it canceled 29 unannounced games, claimed that the $500 million deal will also give Saber the option to bring along a number of Embracer subsidiaries, but no details have been given on which ones they could be. Last December, Saber announced single-player action-adventure game Jurassic Park Survival, which is set the day after the events of Spielberg's 1993 film. This is really interesting. And again, if you didn't catch what I just read here, they're saying that Saber is potentially having the option of bringing along some of Embracer's other subsidiaries. To be fair, there's a lot that are just obliterated now. Over the past year to year and a half, we've seen Embracer completely just demolish so many of the studios underneath them. So what this means for who could potentially be coming with Saber, who knows? But hopefully we'll find out soon. And this is at least a better look for Embracer, or not Embracer, but Saber as a development company. I'm sure that for the employees of Saber, getting out from underneath Embracer has to feel at least refreshing to an extent. The future has to be a bit, of an unknown for them, with this being a private kind of endeavor. But they'll be able to take Knights of the Old Republic with them, work on that remake, and we'll see what happens. I think anybody under Embracer right now has to feel just scared, embarrassed to be under that parent company, and hopeful to get out from underneath. Saber's probably one of the very, very, very fortunate few that will get out from underneath this company as they just crush everything underneath them. We've seen them shopping around the likes of Gearbox, which is the Borderlands developer. They've been shopping around Gearbox for it seems like probably about half a year now, and it doesn't seem like anybody was biting, really. So, funny enough, I hadn't heard anything about this at all. So, it doesn't sound like this is officially done or anything yet. This is more, anything like this that happens is more of a upfront handshake kind of deal until it becomes official. There's a lot of ins and outs that have to be gone over, and so we'll keep track and see what happens here.